know it's time for Perform Like a Pro, sponsored by The Wall.
Hey guys, it's fence building day. And not only just a wooden fence, we're gonna put in this brand new DuraBond fence system. Completely metal, 10-year warranty, and I'm never gonna have to stain a fence again, and that makes me very happy. So I got a pile of parts. Let's walk around, I'll show you the layout that I had to do to make sure I could even put the fence in the right spot. Nobody wants to build a fence twice. So the first thing I did is I reached out to the city to find out where I could put it and how high I could put it. Because of the road that I'm on, I can actually go 6 feet high if I stay 10 feet back from the property line, and that's what we're doing today. So I'm nice and legal with no permit needed. Now before you start digging, call before you dig. And I'm not kidding. I have a gas line going right through here that I needed to know exactly where it was. And so they marked it out. I have no other power and utilities, so I got the clear bill of health there. Nobody wants to see a major accident in your front yard. Now the secret of getting a straight fence is using a string line like I did here. That way I know exactly where I'm putting those holes because there is no forgiveness in a steel fence. Now when you're digging those post holes, this is not your friend. Go to the tool rental store and rent an auger.
One great tip is to follow the directions when assembling the posts as they have a screw pattern to follow. Then use the lower crossbar as your template for the next post. Then it's fast set concrete time.
Planning around your landscaping is key. If you've got an existing tree like this that's gonna stay there, I can't put a fence right up against it because you know why? When that tree moves, it's gonna hurt the fence because that steel's not gonna move. So I'm going around it and that'll give me another place to landscape and it'll look great for years to come.
I like using the fast set post mix for setting fence posts. Just add a little concrete mix at a time, add some water along the way so the mix doesn't end up not curing because it's dry in the middle. A small margin trowel makes giving the concrete a little slope a lot easier and makes for a better finished look. This is where a couple magnetic levels makes your job easy to get the post set straight.
I have a lot of favorite things about this DuraBond fencing. One, this is all it takes in replacement of a wood 4x4 that you'd put with a cedar fence. Now all I have to do is take this, if it's gonna be in the middle, and fold these over right here, and we'll bolt these together in a second. Now if I'm changing directions, this metal post right here is what I'll put in between it, and that way I've got something super durable. And you know something? We like durable, that's gonna hold up to anything. Now one of my favorite things, this is the hardware that I need, these self-tapping tech screws. That is what's gonna hold this whole thing together other than concrete and a post hole. So let me show you. We're just gonna go through. That simple. I'm just gonna make sure that this is well fastened together. My favorite part of this, easy to work with. Put it down the hole, little concrete, beautifully pre-finished metal, ready to roll.
When installing the panels in the fence, you don't want to be doing this on a windy day. You also want to make sure you don't scratch the panels, so care should be taken. Your smartest investment on this is a pair of cut-proof gloves. One thing to watch out for is the sawtooth pattern in the panels, as it's pretty easy to flip it around and get it backwards. Then, make sure you have your panel overlaps done correctly so you can't see where one panel ends and the second panel starts. I'm also letting the posts go long, as the last thing I'm going to do is cut them off with my Milwaukee portable bandsaw.
I love this stuff, man. Let's talk about you for a minute, man. This DuraBond fencing that you've got, impressive. I'm a fan.
You like it? I'm real happy about that. I've come over from Australia, and this is so popular down there, you know.
Yeah.
From New Zealand originally, fences everywhere. I lived in Australia for a long time, and fences everywhere, so popular. I come over to America, and I'm like, why is there no steel fence in here? Why would, you know,
right?
The options are timber and plastic. I mean,
Yeah.
good God, let's get this over here and help.
Yeah, no question. I mean, if it's gonna hold up in that Australia weather, it's gonna hold up in the Pacific Northwest weather too, right?
No kangaroos bouncing around here.
Not that I've seen yet. Well, I love how this stuff goes together, man. It's so simple. I mean, when you first look at it, you're like, okay, I got a handful of steel parts.
Yeah.
But you know, with the posts going in and the crossbars, let me grab a couple sheets of steel. Let's throw it in here and show these guys how easy this stuff is, because I'm impressed. And so the way I learned is I just come in like this. As long as I catch that back,
like a real pro, man. It looks like you've been doing this for years. You haven't got this far, you know?
And it's really that simple. And by the time we put a top rail on it, that top rail does
just pop it on.
Across the top, a couple tech screws,
job's
and
done.
it's money.
There you go.
Tell you what, it's been great, man. I really appreciate you coming out with this stuff. It is beautiful. And with a 10-year warranty, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to get timber to not crack in 10 years, and this is going to way go past that. I mean, you got 30 years of great paint on this thing, and that's probably a 50-year fence. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you might 50 years it might start looking a little older, like myself, but the paint's going to hold up so well. You know, no need to stain it, no need to, you know, wash it off every now and then, and you've got a fence that looks great and sharp.
So if people want to find this fence, where do they find you?
Oh, we're easy to find. We're in the Northwest. Hit the W's and it's DuraBondFencing.com. Everything on there, you'll get our phone numbers, everything. So yeah, look us up. Come and get your own styles fence.
You got it, brother. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate all the help. You
Thanks
guys
for
have been
having me,
great to
Boy.
work with.
Doing a fantastic job, man.
Speaking of that, I got to get back to work here. I got more fence to build.
Absolutely, buddy. We'll see you soon.
All right, let's get back to building fence.
As you can see, all the planning and setup time is what makes the rest of this really easy. I staggered step my fence so it would follow the slope of the lot. That way I didn't have a big gap under the fence. I also did a little bit of dirt work to make this as easy as possible, so I had a level fence.
All right, we got all the posts, rails, and fence up. My last thing I gotta do is just gonna cut these off, put some caps on it. But this is a very simple DIY project that anybody can tackle, and it's a heck of a lot easier than putting up a wooden fence.